Hello there and welcome back. I'm Willow Grace, and I want to thank you for joining me as we take a look ahead at your astrology forecast for the month of June. Now, before we start talking about astrology, if you're interested in working with me, you can visit my webpage to schedule a tarot and astrology consultation. You can also learn and participate by signing up for one of my classes or workshops. If you would like to receive your monthly astrology update by email, this information can be found at willowgracemystic.com, or you can sign up in the link below. Libra. There's been an explosion of color and life that happens every time this year. And with that, we're reminded of the buildup of Taurus and Aries energy this month. With Venus, Uranus, and Mercury all in the grounded and earthy sign of Taurus, we're now ready to relax and begin to focus on things that bring us pleasure. With the expansive Jupiter and fiery, intense Mars, both in the pioneering sign of Aries, this is going to be a time of expanding and starting something new. You may have a drive to go deeper. This time will find many looking to plant seeds or begin things that are enjoyable and bring pleasure, especially in the area of self-care. This energy can be somewhat obsessive and have you wanting to find these activities where you can just slow down and enjoy the beauty that's around you, to sink in and live in the moment, to be connected with others and nature. The sun in Gemini is alone, serving as an opportunity to communicate these thoughts and ideas with self and others. So we're settling in with this grounded energy. We're going to continue to work with Mercury still stationed retrograde. It's going to continue its backward trek in the sky until June 3rd. Therefore, continue to use caution when signing important work documents, and if possible, postpone important starts of any major projects. Remember that this is the time where you go back, you finish, you redo, you complete these projects that you've already started. I use Mercury retrograde as a time for clearing and cleaning and reorganizing. This time is best to finish what was started so you can begin anew with a clean slate. You may feel now that your energy may be somewhat sluggish. When the planet of Mercury finally stations direct, this will be the universe giving us the green light to move forward with new projects and activities. And then our energy levels will begin to pick back up over the next coming weeks. And for you, this is in your partnership sector of you and shared resources, you connecting with others, this is the house of birth, death, rebirth, and transformation. And so I'm sure you're going through major transformation in your life. Then, beginning on June 4th through October 23rd, Saturn. Saturn is the planet of discipline and stability. It's going to station retrograde in the visionary sign of Aquarius. And Aquarius represents connections with family, friends, and ideas. Saturn is responsible and reliable. And so while in retrograde, this will not be the right time for significant work changes. Use caution in decisions in your areas of work and finances or in signing of important contracts. This retrograde may have many people feeling as if their ability to move forward could be stalled. Use caution with harsh judgments, Saturn, and others, that's an Aquarius theme, and ideological instability. And this is going on with you in your house of children and sex and romance and creativity. And it will have you slowing down on those areas of your life. Then next, on June 11th, Venus, which represents our money and values, is going to be conjunct Uranus in the grounded earthy sign of Taurus. Now, this is dynamic energy that's mainly going to affect earth signs and our home life. The focus of this time will be to turn to our careers and our finances. We should also include the planet of Pluto as it is seen moving away from, and therefore this period may be a push to personal transformation and to draw attention in your life to all types of Taurus themes. And these include stability, strength, sensuality, tenacity, and being filled with deep emotion. June is a time for you to focus on loved ones. This is another Taurus theme, and to slow down and just enjoy the flow. And now you're going to be back on to that house of you and other people's resources, legacies, wills. What is my money? What is your money? What is our money? It is the house of birth, death, rebirth. It is psychology. It is mystery, and it is the house of transformation. Then on June 13th, Mercury, the planet of technology and travel, is now out of its shadow and moving direct. Hallelujah. It is pulling forward full steam ahead and joining the sun in the very communicative sign of Gemini. Now, Mercury loves this placement and it feels at home here. The sun illuminates topics of conversation. Gemini energy amplifies, especially air signs. Gemini themes at this time include your social life and your ability to have conversation with others on improving the world and global ideas. This is going to be a perfect time for making new friends that will blossom on an intellectual level. Remember that Mercury in Gemini, it loves to probe the minds of others and it needs to be able to understand their thoughts. And for you, this is you with the broader sense, seeing the bigger picture. It is travel, it is connecting to others, it is trying new food and understanding philosophy, education, religion. It is studying where the student becomes the teacher. This is where you're going to enhance your mutual communication, and you're going to feel connected and be closer to others. So for the next few weeks, your thoughts, your communication, it's going to be witty, intellectual, and a point of strength. And on June 14th, we're going to have a supermoon in the fiery sign of Sagittarius. Now, this will be the first one of the year. This full moon is in a mutable fire sign. Remember that full moons, they bring endings and closures and culminations, and they're a time to be receptive. It's a time to take the light and awareness of spirit into your emotional and physical body. Since this is a supermoon, expect the energy to be stronger and you may feel more emotional. Sagittarius is the 9th sign of the zodiac, representing seeing the bigger picture, travel, higher thought, higher mind. It is full of fire and enthusiasm with masculine energy to work with. The moon evokes philosophical thoughts within us. It probes us to look for the meaning of life. Since Sagittarius is global and views the bigger picture, the moon is revealing things that were hidden. This transit is a profound time to say goodbye and set old plans and past baggage ablaze, burn it, get it gone. It's a time to move forward and step into and embrace these new adventures in your life. And for you, you are moving forward with things that are close to home. This is writing and journaling and traveling and neighbors and cousins and aunts and uncles. And it's diving into school and doing short trips, anything that is closer to home. Then the next day, the moon is going to enter the responsible sign of Capricorn. This is where you can, these things, so you've had this full moon reveal some things, and where do you grow and how do you move forward with this energy? It will be in your 4th house of home, family, mother, roots, foundation. This is where the greater attention on where you're going is going to be, and ultimately where you want to end up. You're going to be able to think more practical and understand things and be able to move forward with a plan. Next, on June 16th, the sun, which rules our ego and our life's purpose, is going to square off with the illusionary planet of Neptune. Now, the sun rules the fiery sign of Leo, and it illuminates our personality and creative self-expression. The sign of Neptune, it inspires all types of dreams, imagination, intuition. Because the sun is entering a square, this is a conflict or a tension point with Neptune. So we may experience problems motivating ourselves, wanting instead to daydream. The square is going on between your house of I want to travel and I want to connect with others and I want to try new food and I want to study and I want to have religion and I want to explore all those things. And it's my house of work and service to others and balancing work and home. And so we're also going to have Saturn in retrograde energy that's very active at this time. So we may feel that this is not the time to innovate new things. Some others may feel sadness or disappointment and confusion about events from the past. Many may be subject to deceptive Neptune influences that lead us in a way that we don't want to go. All the while, Neptune could have us seeing the best in people, or it may have us asserting beliefs onto others. This will be a good time for you just to focus on yourself, your plans, your goals. Take your time with them. Focus on them, going through each step carefully, thinking about yourself first. Next, on June 19th, all inner planets are direct. This is the second window of opportunity to put things out into the universe and work with the flow. The energy is flowing outward for creation. At this time, there can be more energy for what you want to do. The window is open until mid-August. This is a time to manifest, a time to create, to launch something new, begin new projects, make big decisions, invest, move to a new space for work or for home, to start something, to look for clarity in future planning. Then on June 20th, Mercury, the planet of communication, is in a beautiful harmonious aspect with the expansive planet of Jupiter. Now, Mercury represents our thoughts and our consciousness, and it's in its home sign of Gemini. This is the planet of our everyday communication and travel, and it's going to have you analyzing and defining the way that you want to communicate with others. And so this is going to be, again, your house of travel, the house of seeing, going, traveling, foreign people, foreign things, writing, journaling, schooling, higher education, spirituality, and your house of partnership, significant other, clients, one-on-one relationships. At this time, you may be developing knowledge, gaining, schooling in a specific area of understanding many topics at once. This can be any type of learning that'll help you and appreciate curriculum or material. This transit will encourage you to expand your mind, Jupiter, and open the door to success with communication skills, Mercury. Next, on June 21st, the sun is going to leave the Aries sign of Gemini and shift into the watery intuitive sign of Cancer. This is also known as the summer solstice. In the northern hemisphere, the June solstice or summer solstice, it occurs when the sun travels along the northernmost path in the sky. This marks the astronomical start of summer in the northern half of the globe. In the southern hemisphere, it is the opposite, marking the start of winter, when the sun is at its lowest point in the sky. Now, the summer solstice is the day with the longest period of sunlight. So our sun is going to be at the highest point in the sky, and it reminds us that nothing lasts forever. We live in a realm where everything is constantly changing, growing, dying, and then being reborn. This is a time of letting go and of acceptance, to be fully in the here and now, to be present and soak up the richness of today. Release what no longer serves you. Be in the moment and be prepared to receive the renewal and rebirth of what has been sown. The shift into this period can be emotional. The sun spreads emotional intelligence, and it directs our attention at this time to family. This is also being directed at your house of how you want to be known, your personal goals, your career, your public life. You may feel motivated and urged to make an emotional connection with new friends. New beginnings of warmer and longer days with new adventures awaits everyone. This is the time to spend with family and in our home environment. So taking your work and making it look more homey, making it more comfortable. The desire to feel safe and secure. You may want to take time and reflect on what you've learned throughout this last lunar cycle. This is a new season of softness, nurturing energy, and emotional sensitivity that's going to emerge. Your intuition is going to be extra strong, and you can use this to help guide you to do what you need to do to finish up, to let go, and to move on from. Stronger bonds emotionally can be formed now, and you may feel stronger when you're confident in your commitments. And then on June 22nd, Venus, the planet of passion and desire, enters the thought-provoking sign of Gemini. Now, for the next several weeks, love and romance is going to be greatly influenced by intellect, wit, and logic. At this time, conversation will be key to connect with others. Then on June 28th, the moon is going to join the sun in the house of career again. So now we're focusing on how you want to be known, your life goals, your public life, how people see you, your work, your job. This is going to be a beautiful, watery new moon in this intuitive sign. Remember that new moons, they bring clean slates, fresh starts, and new beginnings. They're a perfect time for setting intentions for the future. This new moon in Cancer will be a harmonious time to connect with the global perspective, your internal emotions, your moods, and your habits. Cancer is the fourth sign of the zodiac, and it represents comfort, self-care, cozy and safe spaces. This moon will open a doorway for you for new opportunities for creating an environment that you will feel safe, warm, and comfortable. Then later on the same day, we're going to have Neptune, the planet of dreams and illusion, stationing retrograde. Neptune's movement is associated with creativity and imagination for music, art, poetry. So at this time, you may discover a new skill or hobby. It's as if it has us focusing inward. So use caution for overindulgence, since Neptune often wants us to escape reality. There's a perfect opportunity for a boost of spiritual enlightenment. Our minds are going to be focused inward with dreamy idealism. Be cautious in the desire of sinking fully into your inner fantasy world and look for a connection that's helpful in opening up more opportunities. I do want to give you a glance ahead for July 1st. Mars is going to square Pluto. This energy will affect you the last week of June, and it's going to be difficult. This energy can develop 5 days before or after the 1st of July. So look for the Mars square. And around this time, try not to antagonize and use caution with your ego. I'll be sharing more information as the date approaches. Thank you for listening and watching this video. If you would like to receive your updates as soon as they come out, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel below. Make sure you share with your friends that you think could benefit from this information. You can also find me on Facebook, where I host live offerings and personal updates. To sign up for my newsletter, you can visit willowgracemystic.com or click in the link below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this energy and how it is manifesting in your life in the comments below.